there is a supreme concentration called peace and bliss, which can universally save and liberate all sentient beings, radiating a great light, inconceivable, causing those who see it to all be pacified. This light emanated is called good manifestation. If any sentient beings encounter this light, it will cause them to benefit without fail. By this way, they can attain unsurpassed knowledge. It first shows the Buddhas, shows the teaching, shows the community, shows the right path, and also shows the Buddha's tombs and images. By this, the light is formed. It also emits a light called shining, which outshines the lights of all the gods, removing all barriers of darkness and benefiting all living beings. This light awakens all sentient beings, inducing them to offer lamps to the Buddhas. Because they present lamps to the Buddhas, they can become supreme lamps in the world. Burning oil lamps and butter lamps, as well as various bright torches and lamps of finest jewels with fragrant herbs, and presenting them to the Buddhas, they attain this light. It also emits a light called salvation. This light can awaken all beings and cause them to develop great determination to liberate the living from the sea of desire. If one can universally produce this determination to liberate the living from the sea of desire, then one can cross over the torrents of afflictions and lead the way to the sorrowless citadel of freedom. By building bridges and rafts wherever there is water on the roads, criticizing fabrication and praising dispassionate calm, thereby is this light attained. It also emanates a light called annihilating attachment. This light can awaken all beings, causing them to give up objects of desire and concentrate on the savors of the sublime teaching of liberation. If one can give up objects of desire and concentrate on the subtle true savor of liberation, one can, with the Buddha's rain of sweet dew, extinguish all the cravings in the world. By charitably giving ponds, wells, and springs, only seeking the unsurpassed way of enlightenment, criticizing desires, and praising meditation, it is possible to produce this light. It also radiates a light called joy. This light can awaken all beings, causing them to long for perfect enlightenment and determined to realize the teacherless path. Making statues of the Buddha of great compassion, adorned with all distinguishing marks, sitting on a flower, and by always praising Buddha's supreme virtues, can this light thereby be produced. It also emits a light called appreciation. This light can awaken all beings, causing their minds to appreciate the Buddhas as well as their teaching and community. If they always appreciate the Buddhas, their teachings and communities, then in the congregations of the Buddhas they'll attain acceptance of the profound truth of the emptiness of things, enlightening sentient beings without number, making them always remember the Buddha, teaching and community, is whereby this light is attained. It also emanates a light called collection of virtues. This light can awaken all beings, inducing them to practice unlimited giving in various forms, aspiring thereby to the unexcelled path, establishing great charitable functions without imposing limits, satisfying the needs of all who come, not letting their hearts feel any lack, is whereby this light is made. It also emanates a light called full knowledge. This light can awaken all beings, causing them to instantly, in one principle, understand innumerable teachings. Analyzing teachings for sentient beings and determining the real true meaning, skillfully expounding the meanings of the teachings without lack, is how this light is made. It also emanates a light called lamp of wisdom. This light can awaken all beings and cause them to know sentient beings are inherently empty and at rest, and that all things have no existence. explaining that all things are empty, with no controller, no self, like illusions, like flames, like the moon reflected in the water, and also like dreams or reflected images, is how this light is made. It also emanates a light called mastery of the teachings. This light can awaken all beings and cause them to attain inexhaustible mnemonic command to retain all the teachings of the Buddhas. Honoring and supporting the holders of the teachings, serving and protecting the sages and saints, handing on various teachings to beings is how this light is produced. It also emanates a light called able to relinquish. This light can awaken miserly people, making them realize all wealth is impermanent, and enjoy giving without attachment, able to subdue stubborn stinginess. Understanding wealth is like dreams or floating clouds, causing a pure mind of generosity to grow, is how this light is attained. It also radiates a light called removing heat. This light can awaken the immoral and cause them to maintain pure precepts and determine to realize the teacherless path, inducing sentient beings to accept moral precepts and to purify the practice of virtuous actions and causing them to be inspired to seek enlightenment is how this light is made. It also emits a light called adornment of tolerance. This light can awaken bad-tempered beings, causing them to get rid of anger and divorce conceit, and gladly be tolerant and harmonious. When the violence of beings is hard to endure, to be unmoved in mind for the sake of enlightenment, always happily extolling the virtues of tolerance, is how this light is produced. Such incomparable gateways of lights are innumerable, like sand grains of the Ganges River. All emerge from the great sage's pores, each performing a distinct function. As the lights emanated from a single pore are countless, innumerable as the Ganges sands, so are those of each and every pore. This is the power of the sage's concentration. According to the lights attained by past practice, those who practice likewise according to their affinities now radiate lights, therefore like this. This is the freedom of the sage's knowledge. Those who practiced virtuous deeds like the Buddha and had appreciation and rejoiced in accord, who saw what he did and then did likewise, they are all able to see this light. If any practice virtuous deeds themselves and make offerings to innumerable Buddhas, always aspiring to the virtues of Buddhahood, they are awakened by this light. Just as when those born blind don't see the sun, it is not because there's no sun appearing in the world. All those who have eyes can clearly see it, each doing their work according to their occupations. So it is with the light of the Great Being. Those who have wisdom all can see, while ordinary folk with false beliefs and low understanding cannot perceive these lights at all. Crystal palaces and chariots painted with precious ethereal scents are naturally supplied to those with virtue. They cannot be occupied by the virtueless ones. So it is with the Great Being's lights. Those of deep knowledge are all illumined, while the ignorant with false beliefs and poor understanding are not able to see these lights at all. If any who hear of the varieties of these lights can develop pure and profound faith and resolution, they'll sunder forever the web of all doubts and promptly complete the banner of virtue.